Hello? Hello? Because we did not have anything on Thursday, I'm going to be going over the Tuesday games for the games that I have replays for. And we'll be looking at what went wrong, what could have gone better, and how to improve for next time. So, starting off, there's not much to say, just because everyone's going to lane. We have Jarvin. He walks up into the bush. If he had walked up here and warded around here, or even just walked into this bush instead, he could have spotted out the Jinx and seen that she wasn't bot side, which wouldn't have done much, but it would have given us an idea of what they were preparing for. As you can see here, I'm sitting here and I'm warding this to try and catch out someone early, which I believe I end up doing on that ward. I believe I end up catching out Janna. But as you can see, by a minute 25, no one on the team has wards up, which is not ideal, but what we're going for. Ideally, the support should still have a ward up, so that when we're walking back to lane like this, a ward can be placed in this bush instead of when we first walk out. But it's not a bad thing. Actually, going back 30 seconds. One small thing is you should have passed this way through that bush and gotten to lane, because otherwise they can get free harass off on you. And top lane is just chilling because Mordekaiser hasn't gotten there. CS practice. That's all I can say about that. Heading down to the mid lane. Nothing's going on. I'm just farming, which isn't bad. It's just Ekko into Graves. Nothing too interesting. Heading up to the top lane, you can see that Ornn's wave is pushing. Overall, playing it pretty well, staying in XP range and preparing to walk up for minions when they're ready. Nothing too interesting happens this early, so actually I would like to take a look at trading patterns, assuming those happen relatively soon. Looks like a slow top lane overall, which isn't a bad thing for Ornn. You can see here, Jarvin at 315, taking the red buff, which is quite slow. Smite is used on it, which ideally should be saved for the Scuttle Crab. And now Jarvin doesn't have Smite for another 34 seconds, which, it's not the worst thing, but if Volibear had not been bot side, then that Scuttle could have been easily contested and stolen from Jarvin. Which even here, it takes a while to get. So potentially skipping the Wolves or Raptors here to get the Scuttle and then go back would be a better idea. They're a very free... Okay, so right there, Jarvin is here, Mord is there, very free top lane gank. I can get why you wouldn't want to gank a Mord early, but it's better than ganking a Mord post 6. As far as we can see, nothing's warded here. Pretty, would have been a pretty standard counter gank. Not sure why that was backed off of to begin with. Hold on. I'm not quite sure. So right here, these two trade and Volibear shows up. and obviously this would have been a call out saying, hey, come here. But I don't get why go through all the trouble of going that way when you could just walk in the way you already were. Kind of seems like a waste of time to me. Overall, bot lane's pretty boring. Mid lane survives the ignite. Nothing too interesting happens here. I would have pushed in the wave here personally, but I get why you wouldn't want to stay there. But ultimately, nothing too much happens. Here, Nautilus does what Nautilus does best and walks up. That skill shot, very, very, like, brain lag, I can tell. Just, oh, and that's a good trade. That's a good trade. Not backing off, not backing down. That's good, that's good. Good for the Ornn, not good for the Mordekaiser. Getting good poke off, building in lane, I assume. Oh, yeah. Well, no, but CS is even, so. Overall, not a bad thing. I don't think Ornn has. How much gold does Ornn have here? It doesn't tell me. I assume Ornn didn't have enough, or we're just gonna back anyway, so it's not a big deal. Here, Ekko pushes under turret, which not an ideal spot when playing into Graves. That misses the cannon minion, which kind of sucks, but he's not taking too much damage, and farm is relatively close, which is, well, it really matters there. Ignite and TP are both up, so cross-map plays can be made, and of course, if Graves get locked into a stun, can be taken. I assume that was a fat finger, because I don't know why you'd go on the back line. Up top, Mordekaiser pushes in, and instead of backing out, because Ornn is far away, it takes the opportunity to get some poke damage, which up until the second Mordekaiser Q was pretty good. Misses that wave. Could have W'd that wave. I assume it wasn't on cooldown. Very good trade there. That was very, very one-sided for the Ornn. Overall, pretty slow so far. Heading down to the bot lane. 7 minutes to kill a Jinx. I suppose she flashed, which would make sense, but it still definitely could have been a bit more aggressive on the part of the Nautilus. Mid lane, as to be expected, Ekko gets chunked for a lot of HP. That would probably be a good time to recall and TP. I assume farming with Q is safe enough, but I wouldn't have farmed like that, just because you want to hit it when they're lower. That way you can get more gold for your little bit of mana left. We missed the kill bot. Oh well. Actually, I'm gonna go back to that because so right here, what we do, we run at the Jinx. Traps were out, trying to hook through traps isn't going to work, which is just a general game sense thing. I'm not going to complain about the auto there, but it's just not ideal, especially when I haven't picked up any early kills. But it's not the end of the world. No control wards bought on the side of the support, which is a pretty big issue. Assuming Nautilus has enough gold, should always try and get a control ward, especially when the ADC has a higher vision score. But I'm not going to complain about it too much. Graves is signaling for a dragon at the same time that we signal for a dragon, which is why it's good to get a ward up there. We can see where they are. Obviously our jungle's here, and that means that we have a free chance to take it. I don't... I understand why I went to push bot again. Not sure I know... Oh, no. Okay, we got 6 off that. No, that's definitely worth it. Especially with keeping the Jinx pushed in. It means that whatever happens at the dragon is going to be a 2v2 or a... or we'll be able to rotate first to a 2v1, which is the ideal situation there versus just letting the... oh no, we're not taking the dragon. Versus letting the Jinx and stuff go. Overall, going into their jungle at this point, probably not the best idea. With the dragon up, we knew Volley was there, but we also knew we had the pressure. Right there, Jarvin should have just gone in. There's no reason to back out. There was no reason for Nautilus to back out. Volley is just going to die. Overall, Jarvin sitting there for this long isn't a great idea. Either farming or grabbing dragon would be more effective. I keep harping on grabbing the dragon, but that's just because there were a lot of opportunities where it could have been done. I think it's a full minute sooner now. Which obviously puts us on a snowball a lot quicker. Because 0-2 isn't that far ahead. It's ahead, but it's not like completely dominate the game ahead. Which obviously you can do with an 0-2 lead, but, well, it's not nearly as easy with like a 0-4 lead or a 1-4 lead. Here we see Volley hit the control ward, or at least should have seen Volley hit the control ward. We don't react to our vision, which was not great. Both of them... No. Oh, we get doubled here, don't we? No? Okay. So that's definitely not ideal. That would be bad on my part. We definitely should have reacted to the vision. That's gonna get cleared. So I have a full inventory. But otherwise, I should have built a control ward there. No, wait, how did Ekko die? Oh, Ekko comes down. Okay. Oh, right, I remember this. Yeah, no, that's not the worst. Obviously, it's not great that Graves got the kill, but it could have gone much worse. Jarvin, still farming, not bad. Rift Herald, since we had just seen the... Since we had just seen the Volibear die, Rift Herald would have been a good call there. Seeing as topside already, just going for the Rift Herald is going to give us some map pressure. We can shove it up in the top side or the bot side of the map and get a turret taken, which, again, lets us have another player on the map, letting us build a snowball much quicker, and gives us a much more sane path to victory. Right now we are 2-5, which is phenomenal. I don't want to downplay that. That is absolutely amazing. Obviously, there were some silly mistakes, which set us back those 2 deaths, but overall, nothing horrific has happened out of our favor. Obviously, that's like not super... Hold on, how did this fight go? Okay, no, that was super Ornn favored. I would have... Hold on, let me check what Ornn's cooldowns were. He was on cooldown. That explains it. I would have probably Call of the Forged God sooner. Here we do Dragon. Nothing to write home about. We just knew we could kill them, so it didn't really matter what happened. We noticed the Graves coming down because he didn't push the wave. Ekko obviously stops him out. And of course, it's time for a beautiful Flash ultimate. But overall, I probably overcommitted there, which it didn't matter here because we were ahead. but if I were playing someone like Xayah, that could have easily gotten, even here, if we weren't as ahead, it could have easily gotten me killed. Which wouldn't have been ideal, but luckily I could play safely within my limits until there wasn't a need to anymore. Overall, me missing my Q, a bit of a blunder. Nautilus sending the Q backwards, probably unnecessary. It puts a pretty vital cooldown up, which is definitely not what we want. Up here, it looks like Ornn is about to kill Mordekaiser again. Ooh, good E by the Ornn. Ooh, good W. Walks away during the Mord passive. Ooh, gets pulled back in. Decides to fight. How does... Oh my. Oh, that was a nice fight. Obviously, dodging the E would have left him healthier, and he probably could have continued it with the poke. But won the fight, nothing to complain about. So here, how does Graves kill Ekko in the next 30 seconds? Ah, I see. So the Q being missed there at point blank, gonna leave Ekko vulnerable. If that Q had hit, Graves would have been a lot less healthy. But of course he has lifesteal, so it's not really gonna matter. Ekko being half health here probably shouldn't have tried to engage. Once vision is lost, engage should have been lost. And especially once Graves doesn't get stunned, it should have definitely been a disengage. Which would have... It would have kept Graves from being useful later on. Which I do remember him being. Good flash. Yeah, no, good flash. I would have probably tried to E or W there, but I can see why flash would be the immediate reaction. Actually, let's see. Let's see what happened 30 seconds ago. Yeah, no, okay, so the cooldowns are up. I definitely would have tried an E before I flashed, which may have gotten me killed in that scenario. I'm not 100% sure. Janna is spam pinging that we're missing as we come back to lane. I checked my phone here. I should never do that. It was a very bad thing, and it made me lose minions and a summoner spell, which is just terrible. That's such a stupid mistake to make. Here, Nautilus just presses R, and well, that's kind of the end of that trade. It just forces them to have to play safely. It gets the Janna flash, which is definitely worth it for an ultimate. Some of the Qs are a bit troll. For example, trying to thread the needle on a Nautilus hook. It's possible, but not in a minion wave. Because if the hitbox is huge for champions, the hitbox is also huge for minions. Walking in trap there, not ideal. Great Q there. Tanking the turret for as long as happened, probably not the best. But the locket call was good, considering turret tanking was expected. That's just beautiful. I have no complaints about me. That went very well. Mid lane, this fight is happening, and Ekko is playing it pretty well. I'm not sure how necessary the ultimate was, but it's not going to hurt in the long run, and the cooldown is relatively low. So it's not like it's going to immediately get Ekko killed, as long as E and Q are used as defensive tools to not get himself massacred. Ornn pushing top, using his abilities to hard shove the wave, assumedly after chunking Mord in a trade. Good time to recall. Bot turret's gone, we rotate up here. No Rift Herald has been taken at 17 minutes. Not necessarily a bad thing, but a bad thing this game. Just because we are so far ahead, we could have had 2 by now. Which would have just, again, immensely sped up the game. Janna dies there. It's beautiful. Absolutely love seeing supports just get 1 shot. No complaints there. Ekko splitting bot. That's a good idea. Ekko needs levels and gold. Oh, Ekko's in a fight. Ooh, good ignite. Good dodge. Overall, pretty good. Graves is just a wee bit ahead, so he gets the return kill, but that's not bad considering it's a 1-for-1, where one of them seems to have wasted flash. Diving this deep, generally not a good idea, especially wasting my flash there, but it gets the kill, so I don't have complaints besides the obvious don't flash on a worthless Jinx. Obviously, Dragon's gotten, so nothing to complain there. We're still not going for this Rift, which is a big issue. We're ignoring our top side, which we really shouldn't be doing. Jarvin, overall, farming pretty well. Way ahead of Volibear, so that's all that's super important here. Heading top side to take the turret after getting the mid side. Pretty good idea overall. They're on Rift here. We noticed they're on Rift. It is just immediate time to head down. I shouldn't have even invotoed that minion. I don't know why I did. Amazing ultimate, followed up by an amazing Call of the Forge God. Followed up by an amazing arrow. I don't know why I walked backwards. Oh, I walked backwards to dodge that. I don't know why I didn't walk to the side. Obviously, Jinx just dies here. Jarvin shouldn't have chased so hard. Should have just immediately turned on the Rift. No need to chase a Volibear into his own jungle when the Rift Herald is on 400 HP. So instead, we can finally go for this at 19 minutes. Not ideal in any sense of the word, but it is gotten. Granted, it wasn't our own call, which I don't like. We all hit top. We just shove it down the top tower, which just insanely basic idea. Just 5 people forcing a Rift Herald to end the game. Just you love to see it. Ooh, Mord walks up. It just dies. That's all that happens. Just Mord walks up and dies. Graves walks up and just a massacre. I'm not sure I would have stayed on Graves for this long if I have noticed what's going on, especially just Nautilus being low and trying to hold him in place. Just having all 5 people, even if they don't do a ton of damage to said turrets, on said turrets, it's just so helpful when shoving a Rift Herald. Obviously, we get a lot out of this Rift, just because of how well we defend it. 2 turrets and an inhibitor is nothing to scoff at. Recall position from Ekko is kind of troll. Even if we are ahead, you just don't want to be trolling with recalls. It's killed Faker, it'll kill you. Obviously, the plan is just to escape here, and I have been told, like, hey, we're dying. So I'm just gonna... I probably should have just recalled, but I'm just gonna stay and farm. Because I needed an item, which, because I knew my team was there, is okay. But if it was another condition where my team's recalls aren't being cancelled, being there alone is bad. I remember... Let's go back 15 seconds. Let's look at this. So, if Nautilus had just recalled originally, he would have lived here. I don't actually think there's much Ekko could have done. And that's where it is, trying to pull off hook. That's just a time and skill thing. With trying to get your skill shot lengths measured down and all that good jazz. Ornn is level 13, almost at the ability to upgrade items. Very important for Ornn. Obviously, it's not going to be the biggest deal this time around, but if we just... So here we're doing 3 down mid, and 1 down bot, which isn't bad, but knowing that it's only Janna there, I'm not sure how much it's worth having 1 down bot. Obviously it gets a kill, but Janna's not worth much. I don't know, it's still useful. I should have definitely had ample time to cancel that Q and dodge that ult. Obviously, kills gotten there, no complaints. I go to take red and Jarvin just I don't know if that was intentional or not to not use E. It may have been on cooldown, but definitely okay, yeah. But Smite probably should have been popped there, probably would have helped me live. Overall not too bad, but could have been better. Obviously Nautilus gets the kill, which isn't ideal again, but it gets done. Why we don't immediately go for Dragon here, why we question it, I'm not sure. Dragon is just the best play if you can get it for free. Should have just started it here. Should have just started it here. Should have just... Nope. Shouldn't have scuttle crabbed. Should have just started the dragon. Should have started the dragon 1 minute ago. Should have started the dragon a minute ago. Shouldn't have laughed there. Should have just started the dragon. A minute and 30 is wasted debating whether or not to get the dragon, getting the scuttle crab, etc., etc., which really didn't need to be, which slows down our momentum a decent bit, which we really don't want to happen. Recalling there when we're doing Baron, not the greatest idea. Pretty good sweepers. Making sure that the enemy can't see you walk up to a Baron play is obviously ideal. Obviously we catch sight of the... we notice that our jungle is not warded at all, so we just ping that. Ekko stands guard, which is very good. And we get a free Baron, which then leads to our recalls. Oh no, wait. Valiance. Oh no. Volibear dies. There's no reason not to push here. They're already down a member. Pretty good ult. I don't have any complaints about it. Ult's an immobile. There's nothing he can do. Good ult on the Ekko's part. Good Q by me. Good W and good W and taking out the AD carry by the Ornn and just push an end. Overall, well played. Good focus. Definitely not bad. Yeah, that's all.